Friends, welcome. I'm Arthur Perkins. This is APGamingREAL. In the case that I am not able to do a show on any given night, I have long wanted to have a backup system available so that we could still have a stream, just in case everyone was still interested. Sometimes people will be like, if tonight's free, I'd rather do something else. I could get plans. Tonight is not such a night. Tonight is a night where people are available. And we have invited Conorhughes to join the first attempt at playing Corsairport out of its natural, on the table's top home here with a Battletech cast. Yes, do not worry, Battletech fans. I am still working on the Battletech campaign. Are the players here working on the campaign? I have no idea. I don't know if they've read Mechwarrior Destiny. I don't know if they picked their mechs. Actually, I can tell you they probably have not at all picked their mechs. But they have picked their character. Listen, Pondo, I will ask right now, what 2 mechs do you have for the next season? Are you ready? You got them?
Warhammer and the Vulture? Not the
Warhammer?
Vulture, the Avatar. The shit. Wolverine in the Avatar. There he is.
So, we finally got there. It took a little while.
I've said this like several weeks, like a month ago. What I'm playing. This is what I'm playing.
This is the first I've heard of
I've posted
Vulture.
it.
This is the listen. I always knew it was going to be the
Avatar.
Wolverine. Oh, you can understand how I might be confused in this situation.
I mean, the Avatar is pretty much the inner sphere Vulture, but regardless,
Avatar is something. Okay, look, we're still working on season 4. It's happening. I'm hoping that it'll launch in the next 3 to 4 weeks. There was a suggestion from folks at home. We may record the private cast meeting and send it to Patreon. I don't know if we will actually do that yet. I want to talk to the crew. This is the first they've heard of it. We have had almost 60 people sign up to have their theoretical cast crew member join Crow's Black, so we do not have enough slots. There will unfortunately need to be popularity picks. The players will help me choose who gets on the list. Some of you have made characters that pander mostly directly to Cotton. I suspect many of those characters will make it on the show. Friends, let's play some D&D. Conorhughes, you're a guest, and you look like you're doing something, so I want to interrupt you.
All right.
Just like if Rad is doing something. That's his spot, by the way. His camera spot is your spot. And as you know, he's also an artist.
That's right.
Now that you're busy drawing something, I assume a commission for your day job as an artist where you do things for money. I'd like to interrupt that and ask you, who are you? Where can people find you? And what do you do?
Feel free. Yeah. My name is Conorhughes. You can find me on twitch.tv/Conorhughes. I'm typically on like 5 days a week. You can find me there making comics. I do 2 comics right now called The Game and White Ash. Yeah, feel free to stop by if you like, watch people making art, or if you want to talk comics or comic making, that kind of stuff, or general art making. I think it's a nice crowd, and always welcome questions. So yeah, that's what I'm up to. Yeah, and thank you for having me on board, AP. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. I know you really want to save your pony.
That's right. Pony, warhorse. Excuse me.
Sure. Okay. Well, it's mine now, and I don't know if I want you to have it back.
It's true. I mean, he is your character, or she is your character at this point.
I mean, it's not just that she's my character. She belongs to me now in my secret prison.
Oh no.
We'll explain more later, friends. Connor, we're doing introductions tonight with On the Tabletop rules. You know what to do. Yeah.
Cotton, what's going on with you?
Hi, I'm Cotton. I doodle and stuff.
Yeah.
I've got a cat circling my chair and wanting to get up here.
I mean,
she'll probably keep meowing randomly throughout the night.
Yeah, no, pick that cat up. I want the free internet points. Let's look at that beautiful beam footage.
It's my cat.
It's a nice looking cat.
Is that Mallow? My goodness.
This is Allie, and her coloring is based off of Mallow. She's a very pretty kitty. Look at her. She's also got big blue eyes.
She's fine, I guess.
Stop glaring at the camera.
Not everyone can be as cool as a Moray.
Okay, and let's go to Sid.
I feel like you definitely did not do a full intro, but I'll
Didn't
allow
I?
it.
Well, I didn't do anything because I just was on here Tuesday. They already know
Okay.
the update of my life, probably. I watched Gun Gale online. I don't think I've said that here. I really like it. I finally finished it.
Nice.
It was a great show.
Did you finish Lyra the other night? I want to see it at some point.
Oh no, I didn't, because
Okay.
I went back to trying to finish the other shows, Doodles.
Uh-huh.
That I can't remember the name of right now. New Game Plus.
The Game Plus. Yes. Okay.
New Game Plus is updated little token, guys. Because poor Atomic's been waiting a while. And I started my first day at my new daycare job, and that was fun. And I think that's a full intro. So can we now go to Sid?
Yeah, I mean, it's on the tabletop rules. I can't stop you from sending it to Sid. I just commented on it.
He can't stop you from sending it to me, but he wishes that he could. How about that?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. Hello. I am SidAlpha. I do YouTube things on the YouTubes, and not so much this week again, because once again, I am caught in the thick of monumental project load at work to the point where I'm still trying to get my brain to engage. I had to take a hour and a half long nap before the show because I didn't get to sleep at all last night. So I'm still trying to get my brain to wake up.
Yeah, I should have done that as well. I feel that pain, man.
Yeah, it's been a week. Yeah. And yeah, so I woke up and I took a look at my Twitter, and my God, there's been like in gaming news, there's been like 9 huge things that have happened today.
I can't even believe you have time to look at gaming news, man. The world is falling apart. Jesus. Well, name one gaming news thing that's happened.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
Oh man, oh there's the Frogwares developers that their publisher Focus Home Interactive, they parted ways, and then Focus Home is refusing to release the game's IDs, so their games are getting pulled from the Xbox store and the PlayStation Plus store, and they're probably going to be getting pulled from Steam.
Wow, that actually is pretty big.
Yeah, that's not cool. And then there is some stuff going on with Project New Life Kickstarter, where one of the payment processors are making demands of Kickstarter about this Kickstarter project for violating whatever terms of service rules, that they didn't violate any rules on Kickstarter, and so they're being denied the funds that people backed their Kickstarter on.
What?
Yeah.
Where are the funds going then?
Kickstarter is in some controversial shit.
If Kickstarter is forced to reject them, basically everyone who backed the project, they'll just get their money back, and the developers are screwed.
Wow.
And so that's really bad. And then there's some
I remind you, I only asked for one. You're going through a bunch.
Oh, okay.
I do want to say Kickstarter is in some deep shit right now because they're in union negotiations, and so far they've taken a hard anti-union stance. But the union hasn't called for a strike yet, so we'll see how that goes down. There's another free story for you right there, Sid. I'll just softball sail that over to you.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Stripe raised terms of service concerns, because it's always concerns. We're concerned about this. So yeah, it's basically a payment processor is strong arming a platform, which is not the first time we've seen this. And
yeah,
I feel for the devs. I really do. That's rough. They had a Kickstarter. It was successful. People backed it. They went, it did really well, and now they might get completely screwed out of the funds because of the payment processor.
Well, the good news is that they know that they have a quality product that people want.
That's true. It's pretty demoralizing, though, I can imagine. So it's rough. I feel bad for them. So yeah, that's 2 of the many stories that have been sent to me today that I'm going, oh God, I don't have the time to do this stuff.
Okay, I'll believe that.
But that's basically me and my week. So I'm going to kick it on over to Pondo, because apparently that's the rules. And I actually, no, I'm going to kick it over to Arthur.
No, I started with my intro.
Well, you can do another intro.
Them's
Them's the rules that I just made up.
I am Pondothemad. Lately I've been playing some Divinity Original Sins 2 with Cotton. Today I was playing a game called Dolphin, and I'm looking into finding a new game that will allow me to heavily customize firearms. I'm actually feeling really deep about the gunplay right now. So if any of you know any, AAA or even indie games that allow for highly customized firearms and a good gunplay experience, just email me, Pondothemad, at pondothemad@gmail.com, which is my email address. Pondo, sorry, I think I nailed everything you wanted to talk about, but just in case you had anything else, I'll toss it over to you.
I mean, I could always clarify. I was
go ahead,
playing-
of course.
using Dolphin Emulator to play a emulation.
Oh, I thought you were playing like Echo the Dolphin or something. What were you emulating?
That's an old ass game.
Echo the Dolphin is incredible. Good sir.
I was emulating Pokemon Coliseum.
I don't know what that is, but I'm not surprised to hear that you're playing a Pokemon game.
It's fine. It's just a game that came out on the GameCube about 2002.
GameCube, the system I skipped.
That's a shame.
No,
You missed out on Wind Waker though. That's a good one.
I guess. I mean,
Wind Waker's the best.
yeah, no, wait. Yeah, I was doing this last night. Listen, last week, one of my shows got canceled. Oh, it was the Pokemon show, and I was like, Cotton was like, "Want to play Divinity Original Sins with us?" And I was like, "No, I'm going to clean my bathroom and then the rest of my house." Then I cleaned my whole house, and I lost this like 20 years ago. My Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past SNES manual. The cover is gone, but look, you can see all the monsters on the back. You got your
That's awesome.
basic ass Helix, you got your Snapdragons. This right here, sir, is my introduction to Zelda. I don't need no fucking Wind Walker. Listen, as far as I'm concerned, there's only 3 Zelda games, and Majora's Mask exists, but I won't admit to it, okay? This game right...
to it.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Great. Oh, man.
Right here, A Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, and Breath of the Wild. As far as I'm concerned, these are the 3 best, and there's only one Spider-Man movie before the Marvel movies came out. Okay, that's what I'm gonna stick to.
You can't just skip all the other ones. I mean, you went to Breath of the Wild. It's totally unfair.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild is good.
You're not even going to consider Link's Awakening, which I hear.
I never played Link's Awakening.
Excellent.
That's
It
the
just
second
came
one,
out.
right? Oh, okay.
It's
It's on Nintendo, so yeah.
It's the new Link Switch game that's more close to the original
Look,
essence of Zelda.
Sputnik spent 17 minutes last night talking about it. I spend that much time talking about my love for Fate Grand Order, which makes me think that maybe there might be something to this game. I might get it for when I go on vacation, but I'm already pretty well stocked on games to play and things to do. I'm gonna sound like I'm an old boring grandpa, but here it goes. When I'm in Colonial Williamsburg, I'm super excited to go see a soap making demonstration where they crush limestone with giant mallets. I know, it sounds way more
sounds
boring
kinda
than
cool.
it actually is. They show you the whole soap processing, right? I mean, they had to do it all themselves. It's not like you could ship soap over from England. It would cost a fortune.
I went
But
to Pioneer Village and watched somebody make a broom like they used to do the same, like they weave the straw and stuff like that. It was super cool, so I assume that's super cool too.
Connor, what do you
But-
got?
did you know that you can make a very basic zone out of just simple ash? Like ash from a fireplace.
Yes.
I actually was just thinking about that. I was watching, I can't even remember the name of the channel. It's this YouTube channel. They do a bunch of stuff about medieval
He's great.
times. Like
I know you're talking about.
yeah.
Yeah.
foods and-
The Romans used to make concrete of volcanic ash.
Yeah. Well,
I
look,
assume the ash from Pompeii after it exploded, but that's
when I want to rub my body down with ash in order to clean it, I choose premium quality ingredients, like ash from burning a copy of White Ash Volume 1, which I have illegally printed out after I got it as a PDF copy.
I'm not sure if that's illegal. You can do it.
Connor, what can you tell me about White Ash Volume 1? I'm curious. I haven't read it before, and I don't know anything about it.
It is it's Romeo and Juliet meets Lord of the Rings set in rural Pennsylvania. and sort of features main character. His family is in a coal mining family. They're sort of like they've been doing it for generations, and he wants nothing to do with it. He wants to get out of town, but he meets up with another character named Lillian, and her dad owns the coal mine, and sparks sort of fly off. They kind of like each other, but then an explosion at the mine reveals more about their past and his past and her past and past of the town, and that's when the Lord of the Rings elements start rolling into the story.
I don't know about sparks fly. Look, you're the writer
This is
and the artist, but I
Yeah,
got to tell you,
this is also reminding me of bits of Hatfield McCoy.
yeah,
it's
that
got
would be
that
very
feeling-
accurate.
Yeah. it's
Wait,
got
no,
that
sorry,
feeling
I've never
family.
read it before, so
Just hearing the premise of it is just giving me Hatfield McCoy vibes, because I'm from West Virginia and I do know the rural parts of it as well, which I assume is relatively close to the rural parts of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it's in the same family.
No.
What I mean
Trust
is
me,
the-
rural West Virginia is way more racist than Pennsylvania.
Okay, I mean, maybe I don't know, but
I've lived in both, in coal mining country, in both. Don't worry, West Virginia, got you covered, brother.
But mainly, it's about the coal mining aspect. So that sort of goes from Pennsylvania, and then it also goes from West Virginia. It works with both of those areas.
Oh yeah, look, your depictions of coal mining are completely accurate.
Well, thank you. I guess. I mean, yeah. So that's the basic premise of the story.
Yeah, it's a bunch of salty old people using machines, and the kid doesn't want to have anything to do with them because he wants to have a real life somewhere else and go to college.
Makes sense to me.
Again, not like I've read it or anything, but all right. I guess I'm done shilling for Connor.
Thank you.
Anything else we want to talk about before we get started here with Corsairport Chapter 2?
I just want to say, SidAlpha, that the channel you were talking about, that guy actually runs a game company. And he just makes
Does
that
he?
YouTube. Yeah, he runs that YouTube channel like on the side, even though he seems 100% dedicated to it.
Yeah. It's I looked it up again. It's Modern History TV is the channel I was talking about.
Yeah, it's really good.
Never heard of that. Interesting. Thank
Yeah,
you.
he's
This is
got
actually my
100%
third wizard
content
hat.
channel.
You'd be surprised how easily these things die. The wiring inside just cannot handle usage. Friends, allow me to describe what happens. Hasnolier and Zoe, the two of you, boon compatriots, in the morning mist rolling off of this eastern island known as the Shattered Plate, step off the boat which has brought you here and into the town known as Corsairport. You have been directed that should you wish to seek fortune, adventure, or exploration, head east into the town to the inn/microbrewery/pretzel shop known as the Twisted Knot.
Wait, /pretzel shop?
I did not make it. I am
No regrets about that.
All right.
Very good decisions.
Listen, my players on the tabletop have a very specific set of needs, and I accommodate them even if I do not understand them. As you open the doors, which one of you walks through first?
Are we just all together?
You and Hasnolier are together. That's what. Okay. Which one of the
Oh.
two of you goes through first?
I'll go through first.
Okay. Why don't you describe yourself for Lyra and Ash, who are sitting at their usual table?
Zoe is just a simple looking human man with kind of thick winter like clothing that he travels around with. He has just a backpack with a whole bunch of stuff strapped inside it, like a warhammer, crowbar, bucket, some rope.
Sorry, did you say bucket?
Yeah.
Okay.
You never know when you need a bucket.
It's like rope with boondocks.
Yeah, I feel like this is some Minecraft stuff.
Never go without a bucket. Also, there's probably like a block of ice already strapped to him. As he's looking around, looking for like a tavern owner or something.
Okay. as you step in and sideways to allow Hasnalier to enter. Hasnalier, what do you look like?
Hasnalier looks like a dwarf. A tall dwarf. Like, well, tall. He's tall for a dwarf. You know, he's topping in like 5 foot even. That's pretty darn tall. But other than that, he looks very much like your stereotypical dwarf. He's wearing scale mail. He has a shield on his back. He's got a mace and a hand axe, and you know, of course, the quad braid, beard, mustache type motif, and long hair down his back. Well muscled, burly.
Did you say quad braid?
Yeah, it's got the 2 braids, the 4.
Yeah,
Like 2 for his mustache, and then
that
2
is
for his-
pretty intense, man. Look, I don't even think I can get 1 braid going. I know there's that fan art of me with twin tail beards, but quad braids? He's a brave man. Does he wear chainmail?
Scale mail.
Okay, all right. Brave but not stupid.
I thought Forge clerics could wear heavy armor, but I guess it's no.
Lyra, Ash, as you enter,
couldn't afford it.
the 2 of you have a soup pot hanging from the ceiling over the table that you sat at. The burner in the middle of the table is going strong, having been recently restocked with wood. And you see these 2 interesting individuals who obviously display characteristics of not your average townsfolk enter the tavern, looking around.
Is that a short human or a tall dwarf?
I'd say, judging by the braids, he looks like a tall dwarf.
Aren't you a little short to be a stormtrooper? I don't even know what that means. Like, what does that line even mean? It sounds good, but when you sit there and think about it, what does it mean?
He's shorter than what a stormtrooper would be.
I mean, they
They
are
probably have a height
genetically.
requirement.
No, clone troopers are genetically Connor. Stormtroopers have 30 years of just normal humans being
Okay.
cops.
Oh,
Yeah, somewhere along the line they decided not because clone troopers were aging faster because of their genetics. They decided to stop going with them and just recruiting people to go into their slave labor.
Yeah, they're great when you need to develop a
enlistment.
secret army so you can wipe out all the Jedi. But after that, you know, there's no need to pay all that big money for these massively well-trained Mandalorian soldiers. You can just have recruitment.
Whoa. It wasn't just to kill the Jedi. They also needed somebody to post up against any rebels that showed up to the Emperor's reign so that the Emperor could wipe them all out all at once. Then everybody else's armies would be gone and it would just be him. It's good plan.
It was a very good plan.
Look, as a child, I thought episode 1 was the best of the prequel trilogies, but as I've grown up, I realized that episode 3 is really the actual best. There are some high-level political plays. In the meantime, at the low-level political plays, a red-haired barmaiden, human with a dusting of freckles and green eyes, comes out and says, welcome, guests. The name's Tara. This is me and my father's shop. Twisted Knot. Can I help you?
Yes, you're exactly the person I want to speak to. Hi.
You have a giant block of ice on your back?
I'm getting to that.
Well, it's dripping on my wooden floors, so I'd appreciate it if you left it outside.
Sure. I think it was just like give it to I'm forgetting this character's name.
Hasnalier.
Hasnalier. Giving you Hasnalier's like just set that outside temporarily.
Okay, how do you transfer a 5-foot cube of ice?
It's like in the beginning of Frozen where they just have like the big clasps. On the floor.
Hasnalier, do you have such clasps on your character sheet?
I
mean, this block of ice is bigger than you are.
I just give him my clasps.
Okay.
It's still on attached. Just hand it to them. Take that outside.
just look confused.
I'm doing business. All right.
Turns around.
Sorry. I'm afraid I don't need any solicitors here.
Not doing solicitation. I am doing business. I'd like to
That you're.
interest you in.
Please leave.
You're not even going to hear me out.
You drip water all along the tavern, and you're obviously here to scam me out of something.
I'm not here to scam you. I'm trying to help you. All right. I can interest you in a new line of thinking: refrigeration, way to get people nice cold brews.
I have a cold cellar.
Yes, but this will be colder than that.
You're gonna walk in with a giant block of ice?
You just need to let me talk through. We will be building you a nice little cabinet space that accepts.
I'll tell
this
you
block
what.
of ice
I'm gonna
and use
pour a drink, and if you have not finished by the time I finish the drink, I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Challenge accepted.
So yeah, she's like pouring a glass of ale for herself, and she's like, "Well, you'd better speak quickly then."
You see, what this does is a simple project of making a large cellar. That way, we can put the block of ice in there that will hold the coldness in there. So that way, the brews will be colder than what they typically are in the cold cellar. Now,
Glug,
it
glug,
might sound complicated, but
Glug,
here's
glug.
what we need. All it is just a simple payment of 2 gold. We'll have it set up for you, and then we'll have all we have to do is every now and occasionally swap out the block of ice for you for only a simple couple silver pieces.
Okay, yeah, she stops and says, "Only 2 gold."
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you what. I will pay 2 gold to see such a demonstration. That's
Okay.
a lot of money, but if it does what you say it does, it might be worthwhile.
Okay. I'll have to get my friend. He's the one that builds the obstruction. He's a dwarf. He knows.
He's literally just standing right behind you outside, holding a block of ice. That is
I toss it into the horse trough.
the ice.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, like,
I'll get a new.
Well, I don't toss it. It's like
I was gonna say
that's
you're
a lot
gonna
of weight.
break the horse trough.
But I'll put it there. That way the horses can at least have a nice cool drink.
All right. What do you need? And so she leaves 2 gold coins out for you and says, "What do you need in order to show me this demonstration?"
Just a simple lumber. Metal may work fine, but simple lumber will work
Metal
just as well.
Aren't you providing these materials for me?
Yes, I have to go get the lumber.
That will be difficult. Lumber only comes by once every few days.
Is this a forested area?
It is a forested area, sir, but you'll find that the trees here are a mite bit bigger than yours back home. They're only able to take down one every few days.
Shouldn't be a problem.
Plus they're scared of rats.
At least for a demonstration, I shall provide one from lumber momentarily. I turn around and walk out of the bar. And
Yeah.
I
Get right
go
on
find
that.
a tree.
Okay. You begin heading east towards the only gate exit of the town, which is left open. You can see that there are lumberjacks out. There are 7 of them hacking at a tree that is 30 feet in diameter. All of the trees out here are giant redwoods, 200 feet tall or taller. They're about halfway through it and don't even seem remotely ready to quit.
Yep. I walk up to a tree in line of sight of them, kind of glancing over them. And I cast Fabricate.
Very well. What are you fabricating?
I'm going to fabricate the closet made out of wood that we need. Fabricate. You convert raw materials into products of the same material. For example, you can fabricate a wooden bridge from a clump of trees, a rope from a patch of hemp, and clothing from flax or wool.
All right, so you touch the tree, and how big are you making this?
Big enough to accommodate a 5-foot block of ice.
So like a 10-foot cube, then.
Yeah, basically.
All right. a 10-foot cube appears in the side of this tree. It's basically like an alcove now. The whole tree begins to creak just a little bit dangerously towards you. The lumberjack is just like foaming at the mouth, having watched you just touch a tree, and now there's a giant fucking armoire made out of lumber out here.
That's great work.
And I pick it up and I carry it back.
What's your strength score?
If
So-
he can't, I can pick
My
I can
strength,
carry it.
I have a strength of 15.
Oh yeah,
So
you're
it's
good.
+2.
Okay.
The two of you working together make easy work of this. The one lumberjack gets his shit together and like begins tapping the other lumberjacks, and they all turn and stop working to watch you both walking away. They're like looking over at the alcove and are just like, "Watch." Lyra, Ash, Zoe, and Hanselier re-enter about 2 minutes later, a trail of the mist from the woods entering at their feet, carrying a thing that is way too large to fit through the front door.
Now, Hats, this is great. You did a great job. I think we messed up here. I think we should.
We have a
Unfabricate
bakery
this.
door in the back. I'll let you through.
It disassembles. Should be no problem.
You get it inside. She gestures and says, "Well, show me what you can do. Show me my new freezer."
Okay, Hats. Now, for this compartment, I need you to create some water to put it in there so that way I can freeze it. Doesn't sound good?
I can't
really
create water.
The whole scheme just fell apart. He
You know
doesn't
what?
have.
I'll be back. I'll go freeze my own water.
Don't you have that block of ice out front?
What you threw it into the stables, Has. There's
No, I
horse
threw it
poop
into
all
the
over it.
water
That's
trough.
unsanitary.
The water trough, not the stables.
Well, there's horse slobber in that. It's fine. I'll just go.
Why are you so picky?
It's for a food environment. We have to be health conscious, okay?
Remember when this entire show, the premise was that there would be adventure and you wouldn't spend any time in town, and we're like 15 minutes into the adventures of the Blues Brothers? You go get some seawater and turn it into a nice, beautiful 5-foot cube of ice, which you carry back into the town and stick it inside the freezer.
Yes.
So your entire plan is to make a rather nice looking wooden structure and then put a giant block of ice which will melt inside of it. So a material that has neither temperature resistance nor water resistance. So you could have put this literally, your entire plan was just to show me that you can make giant blocks of ice. I paid 2 gold pieces for a massive drawer and a block of ice.
The cabinet is made specifically in order to hold the ice, so that way it won't float. So that way, when it melts, it'll stay into the trough, or that I can potentially in the future just replace all the water.
But it's not water resistant. The water will evaporate eventually.
That's fine. I can just make another block of ice and bring it to you for a smaller fee.
She just sighs and goes, "Look, we'll try this out, but if it doesn't work..."
Okay. We'll take 1 gold piece for now.
No, I'll pay the 2 gold pieces. I'm sure people will enjoy chilled ale rather than just, cave cool.
I would like a room, please.
Well, rooms are 5 silver pieces a night.
Can take that out of my half of the gold. That spell is rather taxing.
Okay. So she takes a gold piece, pulls it back, and then puts 5 silver pieces on the table and pushes it over towards the two of you. You now have 1 and 5.
I'll take the 5 silver. It's like, my room?
Oh, second floor. Take the third one on the left.
I don't say another word. I just go upstairs.
Well, it's been a while since we've had anyone as quirky as the two of you.
Make it sound like it's a bad thing.
No, I don't think I did.
Fair enough. Well,
So is this your business then? You travel to far distant inns and sell them an ice machine and then leave?
Generally, yes. I'm trying to spread the word.
So you're not going to stay here and keep making ice. I'll have to find a alternative stream of ice after you leave. So the thing that you sold me is worthless.
I come back every couple of days.
But it takes 3 weeks to get here. She just turns and walks back into the kitchen and says, I'm going to go get some food for your dwarven friend.
Sounds good. I'm going to do something. So I'm just going to now comprehend what he has to do for this deal as he just walks off.
Well, you now have a whole gold piece, so you can live like a king. You can spend 1 gold piece every, amount of days it takes for a 5-foot block of ice to melt. Lyra, Ash, let's get back to, let's call it the main storyline. You've watched all of the 5 minutes that this took and its bizarre flimflamery.
I think I'd love one of those for my castle.
Of course you would.
So just got a job. Ash is like, how do you feel about summer air conditioning?
I could bring you some ice, Your Highness.
Oh, that won't be necessary. Thank you. Why don't we invite them over? What do you think?
Go for it.
Zoe, why don't you come to our table? I don't think we see many adventurers here. I certainly haven't seen.
Of course. I don't know you. Who are you?
My name is Prince Ash Hyrule, and you are?
I am Zokez.
Pleased to meet you.
Never heard of you.
That's all right. Well, we're in the middle of in Corsairport. I don't think many of us have heard much of each other. And your friend?
Oh, yes. My friend. He is a very quirky gentleman. Has no ear. As you can see, very proud of his dwarven lineage. Quadruple braided.
He is a dwarf.
He's upstairs sleeping, by the way. So when you say, as you can see, you gesture and there's no one there.
Oh, right. He's not, yeah. Well, as you saw before, probably. He quadruple braided. It's very extreme. I've only seen him do triple. That's as much as I've seen. I don't know how he got the 4th one in there, but regardless. When you said Prince, I feel like you thought I would know you, but I don't know you, so I just want to put that out for you and make any expectations of yourself. I'm going to immediately shatter them.
You should keep your expectations low for him. Just put it down there.
Well, I mean, I'm not expecting anything from you here. I mean, my rank doesn't mean much around in these lands. At least not yet. What brings you to the port?
Oh, I'm just trying to share my business, my invention, I should say. Well, it's really Hasnalir's invention. As I don't know if he really invented it. You just kind of thought it up, and it's a complicated thing. Just make sure that there's people getting the colder side of things as far as their beverages go. You know what I'm saying?
This is a 1 tavern island, as far as I know.
Shit.
I mean, on the mainland, I would assume that there are many other taverns and castles and other people that would be willing to invest in what your idea is.
I knew I made a critical error somewhere. I just didn't think it was that.
Somehow he forgot that there was a 3-week trip over here.
I'm not sure if there's a quick way back. I haven't heard about what the next boat is going out. Lyra, do you know?
No. I hadn't planned on leaving anytime soon.
Nor myself.
As they say that, Zoe, you can see Ash turns and looks away, a far distant look in his eyes as he remembers the dark circumstances that brought him here and left him emotionally scarred. At the same time, Lyra turns and looks a different direction, remembering the dark circumstances that brought her here and left her emotionally scarred.
Sure, they're both just kind of looking off like this in opposite directions.
Yeah, it's a Scrub-style internal monologue, but you don't hear the dialogue of it.
Lyra starts just like
It's.
carving the map into the table again, just kind of smoothing out the edges.
I feel as though I'm
In a third wheel in this awkward, edgy, emotional line that you two have crossed. I'm sorry, I'm not kind of like that. I don't know, sort of.
While you're talking,
Emotional
Zoe,
pain that
Tara
you've seen?
bumps you out of the way and puts 2 ales with ice in them in front of Ash and Lyra and says, "You're right, you are in the way here. Have you considered, getting something? A pretzel, some beer, breakfast maybe, a room?"
I suppose I could use a room.
Well, it's
Uh,
5 silver pieces a day.
Okay,
Comes with breakfast and dinner.
that sounds great.
She holds out her hand.
It's just here you go. He'll just give her like 5 silver pieces.
All right. Yeah, she gestures to the stew pot in front of Lyra and Ash and says, "Feel free to take some." Puts a bowl down in front of you. Seems like she doesn't have a very good opinion of you already.
That's normal.
Do you do anything other than carry blocks of ice on your back like a weird person?
Well, that's because I'm an entrepreneur. My idea requires the block of ice for cooling. Because
Sure.
the block of ice melts at a much slower rate than what it would be for individual pieces.
It sounds like an interesting proposition. I mean, it seems like a 3-week journey for one tavern is a heavy investment to pay.
Well, from what my understanding was, is that there'd probably been more taverns out here, but I guess there was not.
Yeah, Corsairport is famous for being the only civilized point on this island.
There's also a pretzel shop, but that's also here.
That's also this
Spot.
place.
And there's a warehouse, but that's here too.
There's also
My
a dwarf
information-
of the White Knuckle clan. I'm not sure if he's interested in buying ice, though.
Well, you're not buying the ice; you're buying the cabinet. The ice is
My
free for
mistake.
the first
my
time.
mistake.
It's fine. It's a common mistake. The ice is easy enough to get. Believe me.
So do you do anything else besides sell your ice?
Not at the moment. As I thought that I would have more business out here than what I actually have, I kind of do not. It's actually quite awkward now I think about it. I don't know how to explain this to my friend when he comes down here.
Do you adventure?
Well, I was going to technically, so yes. I was going to roam around the lands a little bit in order to proposition to the other non-existent taverns here, apparently.
If you need a job, you can come help us save a horse.
Horse?
It's blue.
My horse Echo. Unfortunately, he's trapped.
Or something with blue horse.
I know, it's weird, right? But it's really pretty.
She's very
and-
handsome. She's
I
a very
mean,
handsome horse.
It's more of an objective thing. All horses are relatively pretty, unless you find the really ugly ones that are called mules, but they're not really horses at all.
You talk a lot.
It's kind of pejorative, mules. But anyway, you'll see. You'll see when you see Echo, you'll understand. Or not. It's up to you. But yeah, unfortunately, she's trapped in some kind of altar in the forest. About a half day's travel inland. And we could use some help if
An
you or your
altar?
friend were available.
Also, this horse is still alive, not stuck into a tar trap like I thought it was going to be.
I'm hoping she's still alive.
Sure. How long has it been?
Since
Okay.
yesterday.
Oh, so it hasn't starved to death yet. That's it.
It's good. That's good. It might be dehydrating though. Might want to watch out for that.
We left her last night.
That seems kind of rude. Just to leave it to your friend just there. Granted, I guess you could always just try to buy a new horse, but those are relatively expensive.
You don't know anything about this land, do you?
No, I don't.
It's
I
okay.
got
We
some
could,
misinformation that led me to here believing that I had good profits here, but
we could show him the island, Lyra. I think it'll be interesting for him.
Or we could leave him.
Here or in the forest?
Well, not in the forest. That would be rude. And he would definitely die.
He seems quite strong to me.
survival rate. No chance.
No chance.
were you saying something? It seems like you two were conversing about something.
Yes,
Have you seen
were.
this? Have you seen the lovely map that Lyra has been putting into the stable? This is a map. This is the only known map of this island.
It's carved into the table.
It's carved into the table.
Well, that seems.
I don't think the owner would appreciate that.
I asked permission. She said it wasn't rude.
Tara's very nice. I don't know why you two don't seem to be getting along as well as you could.
It's probably because of the business proposition. She's not as believing as I am in it, but that's fine. I understand.
5 gold for a place like this seems like a hefty investment. Doesn't seem like if it's only for 3 days. I'm not sure if that's much of a return. But then again, I guess since you travel for 3 weeks to come to a one tavern island, that seems to be not something you always equate.
Again, I was fed some misinformation, believing that there'd be more than one, but that's fine. It's fine.
Maybe we could try and find a new spot and we can set up a new tavern and you could try selling your ice machine there.
Zoe just suddenly loudly smacks the table, shaking it a whole bunch with almost all his force. That sounds like a fantastic idea.
Don't destroy my map.
We need this map, but yeah, we could, I mean, that's something that's a possibility. I mean, with the correct loan, I could try and take out.
Oh
Meaning?
my god.
How about we talk business later and go save your beloved friend that's trapped in a horrible prison?
What time is it again? It's the morning?
Yeah, the mist hasn't even evaporated yet. The sun has barely risen into the sky.
Yes, I'm ready to go at first light, Lyra. Thank you. I mean, I appreciate you joining me as well.
It's not for you.
Echo appreciates it, I'm sure, as well then.
I have a feeling this is some weird relationship you two have that's like much one-sided as far as terms of like. There's a lot of passive aggression I'm sensing here, and it's a bit peculiar.
Look at
I
Mr.
don't know what
Matchmaker.
you're talking about.
See, it's right there, right there. He just points at her. He's like, "Yeah, that right there."
Where is your friend again? He's upstairs napping first thing in the morning after helping you with your ice machine?
The ability he used to make this cabinet in such a short amount of time is very straining on.
Sid would
him.
love to get 8 hours of rest so he could get his 4th level spell back.
Yeah.
Just casually dropping high magic to make a $10 cabinet.
worth it.
Well, he's
can
welcome
see
to
if-
join us too if he wants.
I can see if he would like to join us. He'd probably be intrigued by the endeavor once I had mentioned that would make a tavern, mostly for the free ale that he would have. But that's
See, Tara is approaching with a set of hot pretzels and like some sort of yellow dipping sauce. Maybe it's mustard, but who knows? She says, "Oh, who's making a tavern?"
It's an idea we're floating. I mean, if we were to ever, try and tame the countryside, eventually we'd start making new towns and taverns.
You do dream big.
You have to dream big to accomplish big things.
Well, I'd hate to lose my only customers, but I assure you, creating a tavern in the wild wilderness will probably have even fewer customers than here.
It's true.
Unless
I'll
you're a
still
fan of drow or spiders.
I'll still come to your tavern unless I die.
Well, I'd prefer that none of you die. Or if you do die, leave all of your things in your room.
that'd be silly. You need things. So that way you don't die.
But if you die, someone else should use those things. Look, here, try some pretzels, and try not to overthrow my business plan in town before I get back again. We need to do the next phase of the brewing.
I'll start eating some pretzels.
And
They
you use
Super hard.
you use moss to brew your beer. Is that right?
Oh, yeah, that's right. We use a specific type of moss endemic to this island, the Todorian fungus.
And
Yeah,
and
if
how
you
do
eat it raw, you'll get a stomach ache and then have the runs.
But can you touch it? Can it be handled safely or no?
Well, it's mildly poisonous if you touch it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And how do
Use
you?
gloves?
How much would you pay for, say, a pound of such moss?
Perhaps 2 or 3 coppers.
I see. Okay.
How much would you pay for some squirrels?
Perhaps a silver or 2. She just looks at all of you and is like, "Do you have moss or squirrels?"
This is for future. We're thinking.
If I
as we
bring
go.
back some meat after our travels, could I stay here a night free?
We can talk about negotiation, of course. Well, I have no objection to barter.
I should go wake up my friend. So that way we can get moving soon.
That sounds great.
I'll
Thank
be
you,
right
Zoe.
back.
Great.
Pondo actually gets up and walks away. Hasnalier, you are awoken and led downstairs for an adventuring opportunity. I assume that Zoe sells it to you in a mid-level marketing way. Like, we really have an expansionary opportunity here to join a premium adventuring party. We're gonna chop down trees so we can get moss and squirrels, buddy. That's the big life out here.
I need to meditate so I can get my spells back.
I don't know what he would say to that.
You interrupted me.
I love how Hasnalier has gone from like a background character to like the Dark Prince. Look, I'm telling you, right? I think we need an adventure with these guys. You can go without the spell. I'm sure it won't be useful. We're just gonna go get some trees and squirrels. It's fine.
I look at them.
You come downstairs, you like peek your head down. I mean, Ash looks like a prince.
Go back upstairs.
What is it going to take to get these guys to adventure? I don't know.
I go back in my room and close the door.
All right, Ash, Lyra, looks like it's just you guys and Zoe going on an adventure for today. Let me know when you want to leave.
I'll go. I'll I'll sacrifice having my 4th level spell for the adventure.
For the lulz.
I'm sure that I won't need my most powerful spells at all.
I agree.
So far, we've only used, I think, a few level 1s.
We haven't cast any spells.
I casted some. But yeah, not many. And I'm not sure if paladin spells count that much.
What is so special about this horse that
It's apparently blue.
is it made of ice?
I don't know. I assume flesh, but I mean, it could be made of
Then
ice.
why is it blue?
I don't know.
Suspicious. So, they want to lure us out on an adventure where I don't have the ability to cast my more powerful spells to locate a blue horse. Something tells me these two are not on the level.
You've only used one of the two you got.
They only have one.
No, you have two.
According to the character sheet in D&D Beyond that I'm looking at,
Really?
there's only one there.
Wow, what an elbow drop on Pondo right now.
That's interesting. I thought you had at least two.
Nope.
I don't think of your top level spells. I think you only get the one.
Yeah, only one. I've got 4 first, 3 second, 3 third, and 1 fourth.
It's been a while since I played high level spellcasters.
Sounds like a scheme to me.
Listen, if it's a scheme, we can stop said scheme. If it's not, there's a chance we get free force meat. Here's very high in protein.
Look at them. What is this horse to you? Why is it blue?
He's my boon companion. And mainly, we're I mean, it's an evil altar that he's trapped in. So
I thought
Alter's a strong word. It's more like an evil hangout spot.
there's something not right with where he's trapped. He's trapped by an invisible wall. So
But
you
why is he
want
blue?
me to go on an adventure where I don't have access to my most powerful spells, so I can go looking for a blue horse being held back by an invisible wall.
I don't want you to go anywhere after that, Grumpy.
yeah, I mean, you don't have to come.
All right, so
It's-
Ash, Lyra, and Zoe
Smells
leave
like
the
a
bar.
trap. I suppose I'll have to go, otherwise you will probably kill Zoe.
There it is. Thanks, Sid.
They could attempt. I don't know if they would.
Why are you so grumpy? Is it a dwarf thing?
I
That's
got woken
racist.
up from my nap,
Is it racist?
and I didn't even get my morning ale before I'm being ushered out the door.
Sure you could-
So
arrange
yeah,
for that.
Tara says, "Oh well, do you have a flask or anything?"
That's a good question.
You have a water flask, I'm sure.
I mean, a water skin is not the same thing as a flask, but yeah, sure, that'll
Okay.
pass for me.
I have a water skin.
If you want to pour all of your precious water out and fill it with ale with chipped ice in it, I will allow you to do so, but at some point during the day, you're going to be really thirsty.
Why? Beer works for
You'll be
fluids.
dehydrated.
Nah. In my younger days, I used
Oh
to do
my
this sort of
God.
thing all the time in real life.
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, it happens. She pours your ale ration into your water skin and chips some of the ice block into it. Sends you off into the world. This whole exchange has taken about a half an hour, so the sun has risen and the mist is beginning to fade as the misty woods to the east open up around you. The lumberjacks are still looking in awe as the four of you exit the town.
I'm like taking occasional pulls off my water skin. Yeah, sir. So why is this horse blue? No one's answered that yet.
Yes,
I'd also like to know.
It's really
Yes.
rude to ask somebody why they're blue.
I'll tell you, it's fine.
So?
She's a celestial horse.
Well, why didn't you say that to begin with? My God.
Well, you didn't ask if it was a normal horse. You just asked why it was blue.
Oh, that is good.
We
ale.
knew it wasn't a normal horse because the horse is blue.
How do you know normal horses can't be blue?
I've seen horses.
You haven't seen
None of
every
them were
single
blue.
horse. I mean,
Apparently not, because now you got a blue one. But if it's celestial,
Exactly.
is it not really an animal? So it doesn't really fall along that line. so I might not
Obviously,
like
if it were a traditional horse, if it were blue, then you would have been fibbing and I'd be forced to kill you or something. But
There- just
it's
be
a
clear.
celestial horse.
There are blue horses, by the way, in real life.
yeah. Like a very
Yes,
dark
does-
black.
Yeah, it looks blackish blue.
Ash doesn't know that.
when you say blue, I assume
He's a mountain dwarf. He doesn't know that sort of thing.
But he seems so knowledgeable about horses anyway. I guess that is typical dwarf.
Where are you going?
I guess to the altar.
Very well. Who is leading the party?
I'll lead the way.
Very well. You no longer need to make a survival roll because you know the exact path.
On the way there, I want to set up a hunting trap.
Okay. That will slow you down. Unless you would like
Oh.
to go faster, then stop and do it and then continue at a fast pace.
Can we do that?
Yes.
Is everybody else okay with that?
I'm okay with it.
or I can help. I know traps. I can do traps.
I can supervise.
If he
Well
helps me
said.
set up the trap, will it go faster?
I mean, yes, but it's still going to take you a considerable amount of time. Let's start by talking about what type of trap we're setting up. Where is it located and what is it intended to catch? What is its mechanism?
I have a traps forms a steel tooth ring that snaps shut when a creature steps on the pressure plate.
that sounds like
You have a pressure
It
plate?
does sound like a bird. Yeah, I have a hunting trap from my gear.
yeah, they're like
Smaller bear traps, except instead of this more jagged teeth type, it's just metal.
Sure. In that case, that'll only take a few minutes and will not slow you down to set it up.
It's just to catch any kind of meat while she's not there.
Very well. What is the marching order? How are you guys traveling?
I'll lead.
Well, Lyra's
in the
leading
front.
because
I think
she's
I'm
in the front.
Right. I'll go second if unless no one wants to go.
I'll bring up the rear, asking incessant questions about this celestial horse.
Very well. SidAlpha, I shall punish you by having you roll a d12 real quick.
Yay! I like rolling d12s.
Our first roll of the night. Better not have Sid fuck it up. Okay. Well, Cotton and Pondo are now both gone. So let me ask, Connor, if you can share it with us, what are you drawing?
Just a commission by someone that asked me on Discord. I will eventually be getting to draw Echo soon. I'm excited for that. And then, of course, Aisha.
Are you an
just for
expert
you.
in horse-based anatomy?
No, not by a long shot. This will be my second time drawing a horse.
I see.
So hopefully it works out well. I'm definitely going to rely heavily on reference as opposed to what I normally do, which is sort of just wing it like a, like something.
Well, then let me ask a second question. Are you an expert in drawing hot angel moms?
No.
Okay.
I'm eager to try by hand, though.
So for both of these, they're a little outside your normal wheelhouse. Okay.
I guess. Yeah.
Alright.
I mean, but that is a character, right? So characters are well within my wheelhouse.
I feel like I could make some really semantic arguments here that I'm just gonna skip because we're an hour into the show and we're only just getting to the temple. Hasnalir, Zoe, the two of you arrive at the outskirts of a 300-foot-ish stone worked plain. It's short walls that have clearly been broken and knocked down. In fact, it seems the trail that you're taking in particular, one of the walls has been recently demolished. Not just demolished, but the ground around it has also been broken up as well. Moss is growing everywhere, and there is at the center of this stone field of work stone a pyramid-like structure 5 foot off the ground. There are many small steps up to it, perhaps halfling or gnome sized. It looks as if a object once sat somewhere near the middle of this place that has been smashed to pieces, and there are some sort of weird bowl-like depressions that perhaps a whole human body could hide inside at the top of it. There's also a pit nearby that is 10 feet deep.
So on our approach, I've been trying to telepath.
Oh yeah, when you're a mile away, you hear "So alone, I'm so alone. I'm sending out an SOS. I'm sending out an SOS."
Echo.
Oh hey,
you
Ash!
all right?
I knew you'd be back. I didn't have any doubts at all, good buddy.
That's right. Of course, I'm back.
We're best
Well-
friends, and you would never leave me here.
You're right. I shouldn't have left you there. I regret. But I wish I don't know. I'm not quite sure what we can do to save you, but we're gonna try.
Are
Okay.
you talking out loud?
No, I'm talking telepathically.
Okay.
So we can see the horse now?
Yes.
No.
The horse. When you arrive at the outskirts of this place, the horse has bounded up and has run towards the edge of it and smashes its face against nothing. You don't see anything, but the horse's face is just like. It walks in a circle, shaking its head, and Ash, you can hear it going, "Oh boy, that was a mistake. I forgot about that. Sorry, I was really excited. I'm a little tired. I didn't sleep last night. There were some weird noises. I'm pretty sure there were wolves."
Well,
I break out a ration and
Oh yeah, there's some immediate eating, and while the eating is going on, you're telepathically getting like a on top of the normal horse eating noises.
I'm glad to see you're all right, Echo. I'm sorry we left you. Did you see anything besides hear noises of wolves? Was there nothing that you saw at night?
There's a lot of mist. It's hard to see through.
Was it cold?
Yes, it was cold. It's fine. I'm an angel. The cold never bothered me anyway.
I go pick up my blanket.
Okay.
Is it still there?
Yeah, it's lying
Okay.
down. I mean, it was clearly used.
Well, we're gonna try and get you out, Echo. Lyra, what did you think you have planned?
Well, it's just a shot in the dark, really. I'm just winging it. And then I wave my hand over my holy symbol and touch Echo and cast Remove Curse.
Okay, nothing happens.
Like he tries to get out and he still can't get out. She can still can't get out.
Correct.
does this barrier only affect the horse?
To our knowledge, have you crossed the threshold?
No.
Are you gonna try? We can. Lyra and I have passed through fine.
Ash, the horse turns toward Hanselier and goes, "Who's that?"
That's Henselir.
The horse
and-
moves to stand on the other side of the invisible barrier. The barrier goes right up to the edge of the stone that has been set into the middle of the forest. The horse is like looking at you, just staring at you.
Stand there, stare at the horse, cross-armed. Hello, blue horse.
The horse neighs.
That's Echo.
Tell him I want to lick his beard.
She wants to lick your beard.
Wow, I can't believe you told him that.
I feel like that was probably a private matter between you and your horse.
I mean, she likes to lick things. I mean, what can I say? I mean, what horse doesn't like to lick things?
Well, it's a celestial horse.
She turns and begins walking away, moving back over towards where Lyra and the blanket are.
Okay. So there is an altar, correct?
There was an altar.
There was an altar. It is now a pile of rubble and stone.
Ash, can you talk to your horse?
I can.
Can you ask her if she thinks being banished to her home plane would work?
I asked that of Echo.
I don't know. I suppose we could try it.
She's open. What do you think?
What is her home plane so I don't send her to the wrong one?
What do you
Echo.
plan on doing?
Echo, what is your home plane?
Let me see if you get to pick.
I think I would sort of know.
It goes to a harmless demiplane.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you don't need to know what its home plane is. You just send
I
it back.
wasn't
there.
sure.
Sends it
Yes.
there.
Yep. Yep.
Echo, are you willing to try that?
I'm okay. I'm willing to go with it.
Okay.
The horse starts like sidestepping back and forth, tail flicking.
I cash banishment.
Okay. Let me double check here. You cast banishment. You're pretty sure it's successful, right? You know that the spell energy has succeeded and the horse goes nowhere. You get a enormous rebound from some entity or force in the area. So, Ash, she's still standing there and goes, okay, I'm ready. Let's do it. What's going to happen?
I don't think it worked, Echo. I'm sorry.
It technically did work, but she didn't go anywhere.
I want to be really clear, so, Hanselier, you watch a horse have all of its hope die. The horse stops and kneels down on all fours with a tear streaking down its beautiful, beautiful face.
I want to. Is there any? Would I be able to recall any knowledge about what sort of anything at all about what could be causing this type of phenomenon?
Yeah, a religion check or an arcana check would do such a thing.
Let's see. Well, they're both the same for me.
Well, as a cleric, which one do you fall to? Which one do you use more often?
Religion, obviously. So I will roll a religion check.
Natural 1. Incredible.
Wow.
That is what I got as well.
So,
Damn.
here's what happens. You're like, yeah, I know about this. And then you just... Oh, you're so sick. The only thing you've had today to drink is cold ale. No food. It's cold out. You're just like, oh, I've made mistakes. You're feeling mildly ill.
Just wipe my beard down. Obviously not enough ale. And I drink some more.
That was really gross.
I have a question. What happened to whatever was this pile of rocks is?
Our friend Boldrock and myself, we destroyed it.
I'm going to ask why.
It was a hope to destroy the curse. I don't think it was the wise choice, in hindsight.
You destroyed the altar?
It's more than just hindsight. It's more of current sight.
Now it's current sight. Yes.
Yes. So we need to figure out how to fix this thing.
You destroyed the altar.
That's right. It was a place of unholy magic.
Did it have any emblems on it? Any markings of any kind?
It had what was it called?
Infernal.
Infernal. It had infernal markings on it.
It did?
It also had
Was that like really sarcastic too?
No, she never got a chance to look at it before they just went to town on it.
I didn't realize you didn't get a chance to see it. Sorry.
And then they didn't mention it until right now.
I didn't realize you. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, and there was also a note saying,
Well, the note is still on the ground.
"Oh, no,
it's
so
been-
Can I pick up the note, or is
Well,
it?
it's not a note. It's been carved into the stone with a knife.
And so, I point out the note and read it aloud.
Cut shallowly into the rock, scratched as if made by a knife. It says, "I'm sorry. Waited 3 days, and the black hair is coming. I'll wait for you in town, friends."
That's a concerning note.
I thought so as well. That's why. I mean, I did tell Tara, hoping she might know who might have carved it.
Can I try to recollect anything about this black hair?
No.
It's a local. It seems to be some kind of local legend. We've had a few that we've been recounted. Of.
He's a man who's somehow pissed off several gods by desecrating all of their temples and burning them down, robbing them, and doing other horrible things because he was.
Just to be
a
clear,
rude
the black
pirate.
hair and the black hand are two different things.
She has got them confused.
Very well.
Describe these infernal symbols to me.
Can I make a check to?
You can
try
make
and
an
recall?
intelligence check to come up with memory. It's only 3 days old.
It's 3 days.
Yeah, you're on the. This is the morning of day 4.
All right. So is that a save?
Oh,
or
I
is
guess
that...
it's only 1 day old.
Yeah.
No, it's just intelligence. You roll 1d20 plus your intelligence modifier.
Okay. So this is -1.
Okay. Natural 20. Ash, you, in a extremely unusual for you fit of proficiency and usefulness, managed to perfectly recreate the message in Infernal, despite having no knowledge of the language.
That is an impressive memory you have, sir.
I'm blessed by Guzenguz.
Would that be an Arcana check for me to see if I have any knowledge about what that might be?
I know you need to actually speak
Can
Infernal.
I try writing it down on
Oh.
anything, or carving it again?
Well,
into
you would have had to have carved it somewhere, right? Because
Okay.
you can't. You either have to write it down or carve it somewhere, because there's no other way to transmit it, right?
Right.
You
yeah.
don't speak Infernal, so you don't know what sounds they make. You would have had to, just like with the other guy with the knife, carve it somewhere.
I got a photographic memory.
Yep.
Okay.
Does anybody have some paper?
I tried to buy some in town. Unfortunately, it doesn't come cheap around here.
Item did I not purchase before I came here?
He's like, look, I've got a bucket, caltrops, ball bearings. I have a 10-foot pole and rope. I have every useful thing I'll ever need. The very first question he gets, anyone have some paper?
Let's see
He's
if I
standing
know.
there with the bucket, shaking 1,000 ball bearings in it, going, no!
I do not.
I think one issue we need to figure out is how to repair this thing that you guys destroyed. I feel as though
Don't loop me in this.
this. Fair enough. But still, we still need to try to repair this thing because I feel like the Ultra will have something to do with getting your friend free.
So we should repair an unholy sanctuary, an unholy site.
Well, it's
Sounds
either
like it
that
might
or
have
you
been
leave
a
your
holy
friend to an
site that was
unholy faith.
desecrated.
You think?
I don't think it was anything actually important.
Have you seen it up close? There's 4 bowls of blood.
I'm not stepping in there.
Well, I can tell you, there's 4 bowls of dried blood and an entire pit full of ash. Which,
Well,
I mean, if I thought it was anything else, it's definitely human remains
here's the thing.
or people.
Regardless if it's unholy or not, your horse is stuck in an unholy situation, correct?
that seems to be the case.
So perhaps the unholy situation and the unholy altar were connected.
Well, certainly.
So we need to fix the unholy altar to fix your horse's unholy situation.
Well,
How are you
I
gonna
agree.
fix it?
Sounds unholy.
I think we need to break the curse at least. I don't know if we have to fix anything, but I'm open to it.
Well, perhaps my friend can figure out a way to fix it. He's tend to be good at that stuff. Has?
Like, hesitantly looks at like the area where the invisible barrier is. Just very hesitantly.
Has?
Fine.
We can destroy it afterwards after we figure out this horse's mess.
I'll like step through where the edge was for the horse and then like try and step back. And if I can pass back and forth freely, I'll kind of shake myself off and I'll walk up and I'll inspect the rubble to see if anything can be done to repair it.
I mean, it is a 10-foot wide stone altar that was about 2 to 3 feet tall, and someone took a sledgehammer to it for about a half an hour.
I look at it. You know,
You would
I
need some
could've
very serious magic.
I could have probably repaired that if someone hadn't interrupted my nap.
Are you always this mean?
Yes.
I guess that's fair.
At least he's not treating us
I'm
any
not
differently than
trying to
anyone
be
else.
mean. I just don't feel there's any need in wasting time with being overly nice about things. This is a very practical matter here.
I understand that.
I mean, someone really did a number on this altar.
Yeah, it was the cow guy, but don't call him a cow because he really doesn't like that.
Cow guy?
Minotaur.
He's a minotaur, yeah.
There's a minotaur around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. He's nicer than him.
We cut back to the
Wow.
cow guy sleeping in the room, the second room on the left, right next to Hasnelier's.
Oh, we're just like right next door to each other.
Yeah. He's still sleeping there.
Is there any sort of other ruins or anything nearby? Perhaps where the line is drawn for this horse, essentially.
Make a investigation check.
This should be good.
Oh, with all the rolls tonight, everything should be good. It's been a fantastic night.
12.
12. There are no other runes in this area as far as you can tell. You do discover a pit of ash with some burned bone at the bottom of it.
I'm going to try and think back to my lessons, I guess, in church, and try and recall like what this could be.
Well, what could be?
The curse, or like what the solution to the curse might be, or yeah, that
Very well.
Okay.
Make a religion check.
It wasn't a nat one.
It was not in that one. You have heard that the only way to remove the Hallow effect is to dispel the magic.
what is that like? Can you Eli 5 that for me?
There's literally a spell called Dispel Magic.
Okay, and that's the only solution.
Well, there are other spells that also dispel magic. Anti-magic field, globe of invulnerability.
I do not possess such magic. In all honesty, I'm feeling a bit useless. I'm not sure why you brought me. I could have kept napping.
Dispel Magic is a cleric spell.
It's not on my list.
Isn't it on the general cleric list?
I didn't see it on mine.
Not that high level. I mean, they have access to 4th level crap.
I mean, there's dispel.
It is a
evil and
3rd level
good.
cleric spell, guys.
Oh, it didn't pop up on my list of abilities to do
Yeah,
on D&D
it's not on
Beyond.
mine. I've got
That's,
elemental
did
weapon,
you
heat metal,
did you
magic
add
weapon, energy
dispel
transfer.
magic to the prepare?
It wasn't on my list
You get like a drop down. You
when
get a
we had
list.
the things of spells we can do. So I
Mhm.
didn't think I could do it.
Well, you have to add dispel magic to that list when you do the preparations. It's
Yes.
there. Look, oh wait, no, that's the wizards.
No, it's a cleric spell.
Yeah, I'm like 100% sure this is cleric. Yeah, it's definitely a cleric spell, 100%. You can do it.
So we should have it.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just cast dispel magic then.
Well, you need to prepare
that-
it. That requires you to pray for 1 hour.
Can we do that now?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's like a long.
long rest repair spells.
For clerics? No, they just need 1
Yeah.
hour of prayer.
Is it?
I will step off of the unholy altar and go pray for an hour.
Preparing and casting spells. You prepare a list of cleric spells that are available to you. You regain all spell slots when you finish a long rest, but you can prepare spells by spending an hour invoking your god.
I will do so.
Well, while they're doing.
Oh, no,
that,
you're
I'm-
right. You can change your list of prepared spells after you finish a long rest. Yep, you'll have to spend 8 hours camping out here, or go back home, sleep all day, and then come back here tomorrow.
I would recommend we stay here. If your celestial friend here is trapped, you wouldn't want
That's
to leave him
very
alone.
dangerous.
He made it. I mean,
So
Echo-
are we.
Echo seemed to survive fine. Lyra, what do you think? I mean, I'm in favor of camping out as well.
Well, Echo being surviving in this environment may be due to the spell around it because the creatures may be aware of it.
So if we camp here, then we should be also under the same spell.
Let me ask you this. If something nasty were to come along with your celestial friend being trapped here, would you rather we were here or rather we were not?
I'd rather
Alpha.
we were here.
High level science on that shit. Wow, incredible.
Seems to make sense to me that if we were trying to rescue this horse, leaving it alone in a dangerous area would be, well, a bit foolish.
Lyra,
Alright.
this would also let us be able to venture a little bit further out from the town and see some more of what this place has to offer.
If you're staying here, I gotta stay here because if you die, your angel mother might be upset.
Oh,
I don't want to
Right.
piss off an angel.
Angel Mother?
She'd be royally pissed, Lyra. It's true.
What exactly are you?
I am Ashlar.
Angel Mother, Celestial Horse?
He's the arrogant son of an angel.
Ah, well, that explains that.
Thank you, Lyra.
So for
I can see the arrogance.
Cotton and Sid, to find Dispel Magic, you will, on D&D Beyond, go to Spells, hit Manage Spells, and then go to Known Spells, type in Dispel, and add Dispel Magic to your prepared list. I've done it for both of you already, but as a result, you're going to have to unprepare. Oh, Cotton, or Hasniller literally has nothing prepared. Wow. Interesting. And Cotton will
I
need
just
to...
didn't- That was just something that was missing on my sheet.
Sure. Cotton,
that
you'll
I
have
didn't,
to...
that I didn't know I had to click on buttons to prepare stuff.
Cotton, you'll need to remove a spell to make room for Dispel Magic.
While they're doing that, I'm going to inspect the ash piles.
So there's a 10-foot pit to the east of the altar, about 10 feet away. At the bottom is about 2 feet thick of ash, and sprinkled into it are pieces of bone that have been burned. The horse comes over and stands next to you, Zoe.
I don't think I can talk. I can talk to the horse. He's like, can I help you?
The horse just turns to look at you, then turns to look back at the pit.
I walk over. Echo, did you see anything down there in the pit?
No, I'm just curious as to what this thing is doing.
Oh, I think he's looking at the pit.
Yep.
Wait, how do you prepare spells?
Yeah, there should be at the
Should be
top.
a little button
top-
that says prepare. and you click
Okay,
on
so do you have your character open?
Yeah.
All right. There's a tab
So I
called
clicked on
spells, right?
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
there's a tab called manage spells.
Yep.
You open known spells, and then there'll be either learn or prepare for several of them. Learn is almost always for cantrips, and you just hit prepare. So all the spells that you currently have are domain spells that you've taken either because of your forge domain.
Mm-hmm.
So AP, like, are there spells that I can have access to that aren't on my list also? Like, do I not know?
I'm pretty sure you've prepared all of your junk, right?
Well, I thought you were saying that you could add spells to your known spells list.
I mean, you as a paladin cast in the same way as a cleric, right? You can just
Yeah, they prepare spells the same way almost. Like they just
Oh, all
have
the spells I
marketing
had on
lists.
my list currently are always prepared.
yes, because they're domain spells. You get to add a number of spells to that. I don't know how many it is, but
For paladins, it's like
showing
half their
prepared
level
spells.
plus their charisma.
well, for
Yeah,
Sid,
I'm-
it's gonna
I'm
be.
showing 1 of 9.
So you have 9 spells that you can add, and one of them is dispel magic, which I already added for you. That's why it's 1 of 9.
All right, okay. I got you, guy. All right.
You
Well,
also
there's that-
prepare
there's
spells
that
in
greater
the.
destroy water.
Yes, you can prepare spells in the same way, Connor. Ash can simply pick from the list of known spells every morning to add to his list.
Right. Yeah, I understood that. I just thought from before you were saying that you could add new spells to your known list, not the prepared list, but the known list. It doesn't matter.
No, they had not encountered the known list yet. They had only encountered their domain spells.
Gotcha.
Let's cut back to this pit. So, do you want to fall in the pit, get some mouse rat action going on? 5,000 candles in the wind.
I'm not going to fall into it per se. I'm going to set up a python rope situation and then rope down into it.
Very well. You hammer into the giant 5-foot blocks of stone here. As you descend into the pit, you notice that this is not a simple stone plate. All of these 5-foot squares of stone are actually 5-foot cubes of stone, and that someone has removed the cubes at where this pit is, this 10 by 15 pit.
Can I
You
get
get
to the bottom?
you yes, you do, and you're 2 feet deep in ash and human bone. Well, bone.
You're right down there, Zoe?
The bottoms of your clothing, it probably gets up to your, like, almost to your waist.
2 feet?
Yeah.
It's probably to my knees. Or above my knees.
Yeah, it has to be above your knees.
Yeah.
You know, you're like a sexy barbarian, right? You have like a 16 charisma. So what it is for the folks at home is that your oiled thighs are the thing that are peeking out of the ash. And they're getting artfully stained by the ash as well.
Okay, I have prepared my spells.
Well, calm down, because it hasn't been 8 hours yet, and you might be attacked.
Is there anything other than bones that might be in the ash if I search through it?
Okay, you get in there, you dive through this stuff. It is disgusting, but it is only bone and ash down here.
What do you see?
About what you expect. Ash,
Seems
bone,
a mighty foolish thing to
bone,
do.
ash. Oh, you never know when there's something useful down here that they're obviously not needing anymore. Like their femurs.
Yeah, someone doesn't need their bones. Just to be clear, there's not a whole femur down here. There are chips of bones.
Oh, it's just chips?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
we're talking slivers.
All right,
Toasted,
well, then
toasted slivers.
See, the effort is fruitless. I'll just climb out.
Very well. Talk to me about making camp. You guys will need to. Well, I don't know if you want to set a watch or not. You can do whatever, but you will need to spend 8 hours, at least 6 of it, sleeping or resting, and have a food and drink in the process, and then 1 hour praying for the clerics.
I have
I'm-
the drink covered.
I can easily procure food and drink for us.
Okay. How do you do so?
I'm an outlander.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
I'm an
I think you
outlander.
meant
It's
story
my
wise,
thing.
describe what you're doing.
Well, essentially, I just
Just go out and go hunting for like an hour or so.
All right. That's how you spend one of your long rest hours. What about the rest of you? How are you camping out at the unhallowed evil altar?
I'll take 2 hours watch.
Okay.
I can take any while. I can take the deep night since I have dark vision. And
Oh, there's not going to be any night. I mean, let's think about it. You left around 8 a.m. You traveled for 6 hours. That must mean it is 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah, it'll be 10 p.m. It's going to be cold and misty by the end of this. You want to take the last 2 hours of darkness?
I can.
Okay.
This was before we changed our spells, right?
Correct.
I had magic circle. Oh, I guess it only lasts an hour. Never mind. Don't worry about it.
Okay. I'm not worried.
We could try adventuring out for a little while and then come back here and then camp out tonight, rather than spend the early morning.
Your horse
10
is
to-
like nudging you while you're saying that.
Well,
Not
if
even
these
saying
woods are
anything?
as dangerous as you say they are at night, it would make sense to rest during the day.
That's true. That's
Maybe
true.
we could be alert at night and watch.
Yep, that makes sense. So I'll take the last 2 hours.
Okay. Who's taking the first two?
I'll take the first.
Okay. Zoe can't take 2 hours because he spends an hour hunting.
I'll spend an hour towards the tail end.
Well, Ash is taking the tail end.
Well, the hour before Ash takes
Very
it.
well. Lyra, you were first. So Hasnolair, you're taking spot 2.
Sure.
You guys are spending a whole hour with no watch. How interesting. I'd like you all to make survival checks real quick.
Well, that'll be fun for me because
Yeah.
I don't have survival.
Well, good thing you have a bunch of companions that are good at this. Or do you? Cotton's got it locked down.
You have some companions that are good at this, and some companions that are less good at this.
Probably adequately.
Connor, you look busy. Why don't you go ahead and roll a d12 for me?
Sir.
It's just not going to happen, huh? Okay.
Thoroughly middling.
Yeah. The 4 of you awaken. Zoe has prepared a meager feast of edible funguses and a little bit of meat and a lot of, berries. And has some fresh spring water. It is completely dark, and there is a mist that prevents you from seeing more than 30 feet, even if there were light, which there is not.
I have a candle.
There is light that is now extending 30 feet.
I have some candles as well.
There is multiple lights lighting up the darkness. You are now visible in many miles.
I was fine with just one candle.
I mean, just one candle in the mist is going to backlight you for an enormous distance.
Right. I mean, I do have. If we want proper light, I have a cantrip, but
Do we want proper light? Do we want to be seen in the middle of the darkness?
I'm just saying, if we're gonna have light at all, maybe it's good to have good light. Can you guys? I can
Are
see
you
fine.
insulting my candle now?
It's a
This
perfectly.
was from my temple.
It's a
Alright,
lovely
listen,
candle. I didn't
here's
mean
the-
to offend your candle.
Here's the thing.
Mhm.
If
Looks just
there
like
are
my
creatures
candle.
here that would attack in the night, chances are they can see in the night or sense it's in the night. So the other deal is, if we have light or not, having light will just attract them better to our position.
I mean, I can see in the night.
I'm pretty sure I'm the only one here that can't see in the darkness.
I cannot see in the darkness.
Okay, well that's good. I'm not alone.
I mean,
If we want to go all out with the light, let's just go all out.
Are there like branches? How about far above our heads are the branches?
60 feet.
Okay, that's too far for my cantrip. I was thinking we could suspend at least the light
Yeah,
above
your
the
cantrip.
entire.
Summon branch.
So, like, light up a branch above, and then it would cast light over the whole area. That way, we'd have like a halo.
That's not how it works. It would light up a 30-foot sphere up there, and you'd be able to look up and be like, "Wow, it's really bright up there in the darkness down here."
Right. Yeah, it's too far above. Yeah. I mean, if we set up a torch or a candle in the middle, I can cast it on that, and then we could have some light in the center.
Why wouldn't we just light the candle instead of casting a spell on the candle?
We can light the candle. I'm perfectly happy with that. It's up to you folks who have challenge in the darkness.
I'm just going to light my torch.
Torch, set it down somewhere in center. We'll just call it that.
Okay.
I don't think we should, if we're going to free my friend Echo, we shouldn't cast the spell until after we've left here. Because if he comes back onto the platform, she might be trapped again.
How about you don't bring her back on the platform?
That's also something, but if things were to attack us and I wanted to help you and you guys were on the platform, then I couldn't come back.
How about you leave your horse at the edge of the platform and walk up yourself? Your Majesty.
I could. That's an option.
You do have legs.
Or we could just take your high horse out of here and just not come back.
You want to travel at night back to town?
Would you rather
Nope,
stay here?
nope, I don't want to travel back at night.
I don't know what's more dangerous in the situation, but just staying here at night or traveling back to town at night. I imagine either or is about the equal amount of danger. Except going back at night would probably us have more higher chances of going into it, but
I will go wherever Ash goes because I do not want to anger any angels today.
And I feel like that is a
are
good.
you like the babysitter?
Well, I feel like that is a good place to take our halfway point break. Is Zoe and Lyra standing next to each other? I assume Lyra's a little shorter than Zoe. They're looking at each other. They're arguing. Maybe some sparks are flying. Or maybe she just literally hates him and Ash. We'll return for the second half where will we ever have a combat encounter? Who knows? No one can roll a random encounter to save their life.
Is that a bad thing?
Yeah.
That's a bad thing.
Well, you know what they say. You can't level up if you don't triumph over a field of bodies.
I mean, you can do that.
We are all just like Griffith in Berserk. Gotta kill lots of people.
We'll be back for the
Griffith
second
doesn't have
half
a choice.
in about 8 minutes.
Oh no, Guts doesn't have a choice. Griffith has a complete choice.